I'm Noemie, and along with my partner Remi, we became the Wildcrafters. After building ourselves a tiny house, then a log cabin, we went on a 3-month trip during the pandemic, living the van life up north in a little teardrop camper we also made from scratch. These days, we are bringing you on a different path by challenging ourselves to make a unique and beautiful Airbnb from an old abandoned house. All that in 2 months, my friends. Hold on tight, because this is gonna be a wild ride. Hello my loves, and welcome to a new video. This is my first time talking to you directly, and to be honest, it makes me a bit nervous. But you see, I had this little challenge going on with Remi, and I told him that when we were going to reach our first 1,000 subscribers, I was going to speak to the camera, even though it's way out of my comfort zone. So please bear with me. So here I am, and here you are. Thank you so much again for supporting us through our little YouTube adventure, which has been going on for a year now. I can't believe it sometimes. It's really awesome to see that we have this little community growing and to see you find some value in what we do. This week felt a bit like a roller coaster. As we cruised through our 4th week working on the house renovation, things were a bit more chaotic than usual. We were working parts at home and part at the house, which is a 40 minutes drive from where we live. We are trying to organize our day to be the most efficient possible and don't waste any time, because we have to finish the inside of the house for the 5th of May, because there's an inspector that will come and see if the house is livable. And if it is, we might be able to receive some government subvention for making the house more eco-energetic, I think is what you say in English, I'm not too sure. And to be able to do so, we had to finish up installing the floor, start building the new kitchen, and finish assembling all the windows. But spoiler alert, it didn't happen that way. Sometimes, even though you have a good plan, doesn't mean it is achievable with your present circumstances. We are no robots, and being human means that, like anybody else, we make mistakes. But more importantly, we can adapt and evolve. So that's what we did this week.
Can you be?
C'est parce que les planches sont pas droites. Fait que là, faudrait tout le temps que je réajuste, puis je suis pas ébéniste, moi.
Je suis pas ébéniste.
Pretty much since we met Remi and I, we always had a project going on. We are both very goal-oriented people, and we've been working on a lot during the past 8 years. And truth is, we noticed it slowly took a toll in our lives. It's been showing up through my health, which has been posing me some limitations, and also on Remi's energy levels and overall well-being. We are both trying to find balance in this lifestyle we created for ourselves, and we do that by trial and error. We realize that having to rush to a tight deadline is really something we want to stop doing in the future. We had to make that decision one last time to realize we are done with putting so much pressure to be of action all the time. We also need time to be still once in a while, and we need more moments to play and have fun. When we are consumed by our projects, we often start to neglect fundamental things, and it's just not sustainable on the long run. Sometimes doing what we can is enough on its own, even if it means we didn't get to check a box or two on our to-do list. Instead, we long for having more quality time together, connecting more with our surroundings, having a fuller social life and work at a pace that leaves us with the energy we need to keep on learning and having meaningful experiences and relationships. Hi, my name is Noemie, and I don't want to talk to you. So even though the motivation wasn't at the peak of what it can be, we decided to let go and just did what we could within a reasonable time frame and pace the whole week. Remi has been building some of the kitchen while Jeremy and I made a bunch of trims from pine boards Remi milled last summer. As you can see, the furry friends were quite happy about us slowing down a little and just having us at home more often. Happy dogs just boost the mood without fail, and it makes us enjoy the day more. We also did manage to install the hardwood floor in the bathroom, but since we needed the epoxy on the kitchen island to be done before doing the rest of the first floor, we didn't succeed in our goal of having all the flooring complete by the end of the week. There's just some steps you can't rush, and the epoxy layers is one of those steps that needs a very meticulous application to achieve a good result. So we just accepted that and worked on something else instead. Nonetheless, things really start to take shape in the old house, and I just noticed watching the footage that it's changing quite rapidly even if we are taking it down a notch. It's always very interesting to have that look back at what really happened during the week compared to our perception of it. And filming ourselves and making videos is definitely shedding light on how little we often think we accomplished compared to what we actually did. We're just doing way more than we can even remember, which is quite weird when I witness it. We were also able to stain the kitchen table as well and put on 3 coats of epoxy, so the finish is perfectly smooth and will be ready next week to keep on with the flooring. We also received the glass to go inside our handmade windows, which was very exciting as we could now assemble them to their final shapes before putting them on for good.
Là, les antiquités se cachent en dessous.
Wow! Ils sont tellement beaux.
It's quite charming, I think. I reckon.
So yeah, it was definitely a bit all over the place, but we still got a lot done and the project is still developing very well in my opinion. We managed to have a bit more time for ourselves during the week and I just felt a relief to see that we don't always have to push ourselves so hard to move forward.
Ça va être bon ça.
Well, sometimes, no matter how well-intended and organized we are, things just doesn't flow the way we want it to be. And I feel like each week brings up new lessons, and maybe this week is all about giving up control, which is what I'm trying to do right now. So hope you like this new format of videos, and thank you again for watching. And most and for all, have a good week.
Couper, 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 couper.